Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Jessica Clemons, here to talk to you about She-Hulk, Daredevil, and what to expect since we've last seen him. Our baby boy grew up and donned a new suit, looking fresh to death like in the comics for the She-Hulk series, and I'm a proud mama.
That's my son! This is my boy!
But there's more to growth than just outgrowing your clothes. It's also in relationships and trust. And who's better at that than She-Hulk and Daredevil? Here I'll set up a couple different ways this could possibly go and how every plot is still super fun and very badass. We're all stoked and yoked about Daredevil fully entering the MCU since Feige swiped them up from Netflix. We've got two lawyers here, so we know they're gonna go to court soon, or at least battle laws. Can you tell I don't know how lawyers work? I went to school for communications. I don't know laws. I also break a lot of them indirectly.
Right to jail, right away.
Last we saw him is in Spider-Man No Way Home as Peter Parker's lawyer. For adjacent characters like Kingpin, we saw him last in Hawkeye. Both characters have been firmly placed in the MCU and play into my theory, so we can bank on their cameos coming into play as well. But more specifically for Daredevil, Jessica Gao, head writer and creator for She-Hulk, mentioned in an interview with Collider, we just kept writing them in. We kept rolling with the story, just thinking like, okay, at any moment, they're gonna tell us that we can't use them. I think that quote gave away a lot to what we can see in their dynamic in the show. The writers might have been prepared to lose him at any moment. I'm sure Marvel would make a cameo like Matt Murdock strong and clearly help branch to something else, so whether it's his new show Born Again or Echo or even Thunderbolts, we need to know how this locomotion starts in She-Hulk. Choo-choo! We last saw Matt fully in season 3 of Daredevil. Let's remember, shall we? Matt is mourning the loss of Elektra after the Defenders, while Foggy and Carrion mourn his death. We get a lot of senseless murder by Dex, find Matt's mom, bring Vanessa back. In the end, we get an epic showdown between Dex, Matt, and Wilson Fisk. Dex's spine gets crumbled, Fisk goes to prison, Foggy, Carrion, and Matt reunite happily, everything's blue skies and sunshine, and then we see Dex being worked on by Kenji Oyama, and the rest is history. Literally, we just don't get a season 4, and I cry still about it. Now, seeing as we're getting Daredevil's revival, Daredevil Born Again, we can assume they'll probably take a lot of stuff from season 3, because season 3 and Frank Miller's 1986 run of Daredevil Born Again share a lot of distressing similarities. Born Again is heavy. It's written by Frank Miller. Of course it's heavy. This leads me to idea number 1. How can we go from season 3 Daredevil to She-Hulk to Daredevil Born Again? Yes, there will probably be other smaller cameos, but seeing as Matt Murdock was representing Peter Parker and his mission is to represent the underrepresented, he's still probably trying to reach out and represent wrongfully convicted superheroes or prosecute really bad unconvicted felons. I know, I'll get to his prosecution stuff later. This could be our connection to Kingpin. We know he was up to no good before and during Hawkeye, and we still don't know what he was doing during the blip. This could be the time he reaches out to Jennifer Walters, superhero lawyer extraordinaire, to help him in his case against Fisk, or maybe her firm is defending him. Jen is a phenomenal lawyer, and even in the comics, people wanted her so bad because she'd bring bigger clients. Though Foggy could never bring an end to Fisk's reign, maybe help from She-Hulk could. What inevitably would probably happen is Kingpin gets off, Jennifer would realize the system is flawed, start working for her own firm, and then Born Again, Kingpin raises hell, probably killing Foggy and Carrion, you know, doing evil ass guy shit. Remember when villains just wanted to blow up the moon? Now they're killing your best friends. How you like that? You asked for it, you get it. This now brings us to idea number 2, and how She-Hulk's Daredevil will set up his cameo in the Echo series. We know both Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio will cameo in Echo, so if what I argued earlier is true, getting close to Kingpin and She-Hulk would be a long game, but worth it in the end to see him, Maya Lopez, and Daredevil and Echo. In the comics, Maya Lopez first appeared in Daredevil issue number 9, where they wanted to make a character who had been through the same experiences as Daredevil, but where he's blind, she's deaf. She also learns to fight like Daredevil in the comics, watching him and Bullseye fight, so we could get some hints of him looking for a sparring partner like Titania is to She-Hulk. Now, onto idea number 3.
Pick number 3, my lord.
Oh, okay, number 3!
We're setting up the Thunderbolts, baby! What went down between Abomination and Hulk in 2008's Incredible Hulk went down in history as the Duel of Harlem, or the Harlem Terror in Daredevil Season 1. This might have looked great to Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, I'll call her just Val for now, setting up the Thunderbolts team, but to people like Daredevil, that was a massacre. But Dash will confirm for me, because I'm not from New York, that Harlem and Hell's Kitchen are both in Manhattan, so he definitely, Daredevil, probably lost a lot of people in that. Maybe he shares his disinterest to She-Hulk to defending a guy like Abomination. Maybe he's just gonna be the prosecutor. Regardless, this is perfect timing to use Daredevil as the voice of reason or when prosecuting him, and Val shows up just to pick up the pieces. Or maybe Jen simply, unknowingly, works for the same organization that works for Val. They could be working together, and Jen, every time she gets these supervillains off, they go directly into the hands of Val. I know what you're thinking. Jessica, he normally defends. He's never prosecutor. Stupid. That brings me to idea number 4. We know from the comics Matt and Jennifer, even as friends, have fought alongside one another, but we never really see them in court facing off against each other. That is until She-Hulk issue number 4. She-Hulk is friends with Matt, so much so she goes in for advice. They later go head to head, Jen defending and Matt prosecuting Steve Rogers. This is one of my favorite runs, and I would love to see something like this because Steve hired them both because Matt wouldn't let up so easily, and as for She-Hulk, he says, and I quote, I didn't want to lose, you know? Oh, God, I just love it. Even if hired by the government, we could still see Daredevil potentially prosecute people. And also, other than Smart Hulk, she can relate to Matt being a vigilante by night and a lawyer by day. This has potential to be their friendship origin story, and that's really all I want because Daredevil needs a friend like Shehulk, and Shehulk needs a friend like Daredevil. That's just a little bit of tea theorization for you. I don't know if that's a word. I've theorized. There you go. Let me know yours in the comments below. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Lulu_Clemons. Follow New Rockstars. Subscribe and hit that notification bell. Follow us on Discord as long as you're 18+. Thanks for watching. Now just go get out of here. Read some comics.